Today I was planning on making a video about this card game called Jaipur. It's a game for 2 players in which you're working to become the best trader around. You start off with 5 cards, there's 5 more in the market in front of you on the table. You can take all of the camels and put them in your camel pile, you can buy goods, or you can sell them for tokens, which give you points.
And I wanted a copy of this even before we played it.
There is a bit more to it than that, though, of course. The goods range in value from the red diamond cards to the brown leather ones, so you probably want to sell the more valuable ones to make more money. But you can only sell the diamonds, gold and silver cards if you have a minimum of 2 of them to sell, giving your opponent a chance to scupper your sale by preventing you from buying those type of cards if they know that's what you want to sell. Also, the tokens decrease in value the further down the stack you get, so you want to sell the goods first to get the more high value tokens. But if you're able to sell multiples of a single good at once, then you get bonus tokens, which gives you even more points, meaning you have to decide to sell either quick to get those higher value tokens or to hold off to try and get those bonus tokens for selling multiple of one item at once. Jaipur is a constant decision-making exercise in which you have to choose between low-risk coin grabbing at any chance you get or high-risk hoarding with the hope of a bigger sale later, all while hindering your opponent and remaining safe from their potential hate drafts. Jaipur is great, most people tend to agree. It may have been a little forgotten about because it came out in 2009, I think, but it's considered a great game. But I'm not going to go too much further into the game itself and the rules and what makes it good or what makes it bad, because that's not why I love it. When I got married, for my stag do, we went to a board game cafe near me called Chance Encounters in Cardiff. We had a great time, so much so that after I got married, I took my wife. And Jaipur was the first game that they taught to us. That's the first time I played it, in a board game cafe with some dirty fries and a pint, and I remember that moment so clearly. It's one of my favourite memories. I was eating and drinking and doing something I loved, in a place that I loved, with the person that I loved. I mean, a pint and a board game and some fries. It doesn't really get much better than that. That really is probably my, that's my bliss. That's my happy place. Now, it's possibly true that whatever game was placed in front of me then would have been enjoyable, meaning I might be a little bit biased to Jaipur because of that. But that next Christmas, Rose, my wife, gifted me the game, and when we have some time in the evenings, we'll play it. And we both still love it. I began introducing it to some other people as well, and they've all loved it too. Some of them have actually bought the game themselves. There's something about a 2-player game that's intimate. It feels like you're participating in an ancient one-on-one struggle for supremacy. And a good 2-player game is all of that and more. Some mornings I'll just ask Rose if she wants to play it later that day, so I have something to look forward to. It sounds strange for such a simple thing to be such a highlight, but it really is. I go through my day doing all the normal daily things I do. Working, writing, staring at the cats, making a cup of tea. And every now and then I remember that I'm going to play a game later. And it just cheers me up. Sometimes I'll get stressed or anxious and I'll use the thoughts of playing to distract myself. I'll visualize the cards and the art and the design, or I'll think about the tactility of placing the cards, shuffling them or picking up the tokens. I love board games. And I love Jaipur. It's fun to think about and discuss what makes a game good or bad, but though I do think this is objectively a good game, a great game, it always reminds me of the real truth behind an enjoyable board game experience. And that's the people around the table. It's an excuse to spend time together, and games sometimes are almost forgettable. A lot of the time when you reflect back on playing certain board games, you remember the game can be a little bit forgettable or replaceable. Maybe it didn't have a big impact on what made that time a great time. So I suppose it is worth pointing out that all the fond memories I have of playing Jaipur include my experience with the game as well as the people I played it with, which I guess does say something.